Back to weather, and everyone's talking about the incoming first bit of winter weather. Meteorologist Colton Woods joins us now with a closer look.
Yeah, Nick, we're not expecting a lot of snow, at least here in Grand Rapids. Through Monday morning, probably less than an inch here in GR. However, along the lake shore, especially in Mason, Oceana, and Van Buren counties, that will likely be a different story. 13 weather ball heading into the overnight hours tonight is blinking bright. We do have some snow and at least a little bit of mixing with rain overnight tonight, and then cooler temperatures are in view as well. We were in the 40s today. We will only be in the upper 30s heading into our Sunday. This view brought to you by LaFontaine Lincoln of Grand Rapids. What's ahead, like I said, we'll transition over to snow after seeing a wintry mix this evening. Snow will be likely overnight tonight, especially near and south of I-96, and then lake effect snow will be pretty likely Sunday near the lakeshore, especially in Oceana, Mason, and Van Buren counties. That's where we're expecting the highest impacts and the highest totals, and then by Monday, that lake effect snow belt will eventually pivot further inland. Live look right now in Holland sitting at 40 degrees, so it's already pretty chilly along the lakeshore. Visibility, though, doing fine currently, sitting at 10 miles plus with an easterly light wind at only 5 miles per hour. Current temperatures area-wide sitting at 40 also in Grand Rapids, 40 in Muskegon, and sitting at 43 degrees in South Haven, with everyone pretty much reporting overcast skies as a system approaches us. 12-hour temperature trend shows we'll likely fall into the 30s this evening. You can notice some snow will eventually be knocking on our door here in Grand Rapids, but we're not expecting really any snow accumulation totals here in GR. That will be a different story, though, heading into our Sunday, especially along the lakeshore. That's why we have a 13 weather impact alert in effect between now and Monday evening, especially along the lake, for heavy localized lake effect snow totals, especially, like I mentioned, in Oceana, Mason, and Van Buren counties, where they could see several inches of snow. And then what you need to do is at least bring out the snow brushes, put them in your car, and maybe even the shovels along the immediate lakeshore. Like I mentioned, we do have a winter weather advisory in effect for Mason and Oceana counties that begins tonight at 10 p.m. and lasts through 7 p.m. tomorrow. I do imagine that they could extend this, or at least expand this possibly toward Van Buren County also. Satellite and radar right now shows there's our system currently moving through Illinois and also Iowa associated with that low pressure system. That low will traverse just to the south of us, bringing us that wintry mix that we are expecting over the next several hours. But like I said, we're not expecting a whole lot of snow with this. If anything, areas near I-94 could pick up 1 to 2 inches of wet snow. Tracking this out hour by hour, this is at midnight. You can see, especially south of I-96, we're expecting some light to moderate heavy snow likely continuing across the area. By the time we get to the morning hours tomorrow, the main focus will likely be up toward Ludington, Pentwater, and Hart, as we will have this heavy lake effect snow band likely across that area. Heading into the afternoon, winds will shift to the north-northwest, allowing Holland, South Haven to pick up some snowfall totals as well, and that trend will even continue into the evening hours, but anyone east of that area will likely stay pretty dry heading into the afternoon. However, going into Monday morning, we'll likely have some sunshine before that lake effect snow band pivots inland once again. This is how much snow we're expecting between now and Monday morning. Like I mentioned, Ludington, Hart, Pentwater, and then south of Holland. Likely we'll see the highest totals, possibly localized amounts over 6 inches in those pink areas, but much of West Michigan, including Grand Rapids, Lakeview, Big Rapids, will avoid really any high snowfall totals. Now beyond this, going into Monday, winds will shift more out of the northwest, which will allow the lake effect snow to pivot further inland, including us here in Grand Rapids by the time we get to Monday afternoon. For tonight, though, expect that rain-snow mix to transition over to snow. Like I mentioned, we're not expecting a lot of snow totals. Generally, we're expecting around 1 to 2 inches of snow, primarily south of Grand Rapids, closer to I-94. Your 13 on your side, 7-day forecast. To show we have that 13 weather impact alert in effect between now and Monday evening for the potential of heavy lake effect snow, especially along the lakeshore, and then lake effect snow will pivot further inland, including us here in Grand Rapids by Monday afternoon. But thankfully, Nick, just in time for this coming weekend, highs will actually push 60 degrees, believe it or not.
Absolutely. You know, I always look forward to the first snowfall. Good to hear that it might not be too heavy right around here where we are, but hopefully, you know, doesn't get too much heavier as the winter continues to go on.
For sure.
All right. Thank you so much, Colton.